In the grand theater of global power, the script has felt familiar for decades. The main actors are well known, their roles seemingly set in stone. The United States, with its unparalleled global reach. China, the rising dragon, challenging the established order. And Russia, the historic bear, wielding a formidable nuclear arsenal. For years, the world's attention has been fixated on this triangular contest, a tense drama playing out across continents. But what if the most significant shift in the military balance of power isn't happening in Washington, Beijing, or Moscow? What if I told you that the next global military superpower is not one of them? While the world is looking elsewhere, distracted by familiar headlines and historic rivalries, another story has been unfolding. A story of ambition, strategy, and immense scale. In the heart of the Indo-Pacific, a nation of over 1 billion people is moving forward, quietly, rapidly, relentlessly. This isn't a sudden sprint, but a calculated, decades-long marathon. A transformation fueled by a booming economy, a technological revolution, and a strategic imperative to secure its interests in an increasingly volatile world. The foundations are being laid not just with steel and concrete, but with code, with policy, and with a renewed sense of national purpose. The hardware is just the visible edge of this transformation. Ballistic missiles with intercontinental reach, aircraft carriers that project power across entire oceans, and fifth-generation stealth fighters designed to dominate the skies. Each piece is a statement of intent. This is the story of India's silent rise, a journey from a regional player to a force poised to reshape the global military landscape for the next century. What you're about to see is the evidence of this ascent, a reality that most people never saw coming. For decades, global military power has been dominated by three giants: the United States, Russia, and China. But a fourth force is now reshaping the balance. 1.4 billion people, a booming economy, a clear strategic vision. That force is India. In the world of strategic deterrence, few nations have ascended as rapidly or as comprehensively as India. The country now operates one of the most advanced and diversified missile programs on Earth, a testament to decades of focused indigenous effort. This isn't just about possessing weapons, it's about mastering the complex web of technologies that underpins true strategic autonomy, from propulsion and material science to guidance and terminal accuracy. This capability forms the bedrock of its national security doctrine and its rising status as a global power. At the apex of this arsenal are its intercontinental ballistic missiles. The Agni V, with a range exceeding 5,000 kilometers, effectively holds targets across Asia and parts of Europe at risk. Its canister launch system allows for rapid deployment and enhances survivability, making it a formidable land-based deterrent. This reach fundamentally alters the geopolitical calculus, ensuring that any aggression against India carries an unacceptable cost, regardless of the adversary's location. But the frontier of strategic competition is speed. Here, India is making significant strides in the realm of hypersonic weapons. These systems travel at more than 5 times the speed of sound, and unlike ballistic missiles, they can maneuver unpredictably within the atmosphere. This combination of extreme velocity and agility makes them nearly impossible to intercept with current missile defense systems, representing a paradigm shift in offensive capabilities. Perhaps the most critical element of India's deterrent is its nuclear triad, secured by its growing fleet of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines. These SSBNs provide the ultimate insurance policy, a guaranteed second strike capability. Hidden in the depths of the ocean, they are virtually undetectable, ensuring that India can retaliate even if its land-based and air-based assets are compromised. This survivable sea-based deterrent is the cornerstone of a credible nuclear posture. Together, these land, sea, and air-based nuclear-capable delivery systems send a simple and unambiguous message to the world: no adversary is out of reach. The ability to project power with terrifying accuracy across thousands of kilometers ensures India's sovereignty and strategic interests are protected. And what makes this entire enterprise even more significant is the principle of Atmanirbhar Bharat, or self-reliance. While other powers often depend on foreign technology, India is developing these complex, multi-generational strategic systems largely on its own. This indigenous mastery, from design to deployment, is the quiet engine driving India's ascent, ensuring its military destiny remains firmly in its own hands. Only a handful of nations can operate aircraft carriers. India is one of them, and it's expanding fast. These carriers allow India to project power far beyond its borders, across the Indian Ocean and into key global trade routes. Whoever controls the seas controls global commerce. India is investing heavily in next-generation air power, stealth fighters, advanced radar systems, AI-assisted combat technologies. The goal is clear: see first, strike first, disappear. In modern warfare, air superiority decides everything. In the complex theater of 21st century geopolitics, India's strategy is not one of loud declarations, but of quiet, deliberate moves. It's a doctrine of multi-alignment, a sophisticated diplomatic dance performed on a global stage. Unlike other powers who often seek rigid, binary alliances, India plays a long and calculated game, understanding that in a multipolar world, flexibility is the ultimate strength. This approach, rooted in a history of strategic autonomy, allows New Delhi to navigate the turbulent waters of international relations without being anchored to any single ideology or bloc. It's a philosophy of being a leading power, not just a subordinate one. It works with the United States, forging a comprehensive global strategic partnership. This collaboration is most visible in the Indo-Pacific through frameworks like the Quad, aimed at ensuring a free, open, and inclusive region. The partnership extends beyond maritime security into critical and emerging technologies, space exploration, and counter-terrorism. Yet this deepening bond is not an exclusive alliance. It is a pragmatic convergence of interests, a partnership between equals who share democratic values but retain their independent foreign policy goals. Simultaneously, India maintains deep, time-tested ties with Russia. This legacy relationship, born in the Cold War, remains a cornerstone of India's defense architecture. Decades of military technical cooperation have built a foundation of trust and interoperability that cannot be easily replaced. From fighter jets to nuclear submarines and advanced air defense systems, Russian hardware forms a critical part of India's arsenal. New Delhi skillfully balances this historic friendship with its New Age partnerships, asserting its right to make sovereign decisions based on its national security requirements. And it expands partnerships across Europe and Asia. With key European powers like France, India is building a robust defense and strategic relationship. In Asia, it strengthens its Act East policy, deepening engagement with ASEAN nations. Further west, new minilateral groups like I2U2, with Israel, the UAE, and the US, are creating novel corridors of cooperation in technology and trade. Each relationship is a carefully woven thread in a larger tapestry, designed for resilience, without fully depending on any one power. This multi-alignment is not just a diplomatic choice, it is a strategic necessity. India is preparing for every scenario. The most immediate is the persistent challenge of unresolved borders, where a robust posture of credible deterrence is non-negotiable. But the future battlefield is also digital. India is therefore investing heavily in its capacity for technological warfare, from cyber defense and electronic warfare to securing its space assets. This is all conducted under the shadow of strategic pressure from an assertive China, making self-reliance and a diversified portfolio of partners more critical than ever. Ultimately, India's grand strategy is not about projecting power for the sake of conquest or global hegemony. It is the quiet, determined pursuit of strategic independence. It seeks the capacity to safeguard its interests, protect its sovereignty, and shape its own destiny in an uncertain world. India doesn't seek domination. It seeks independence and deterrence. Because India's rise isn't loud, it's not dramatic, it's systematic. No constant threats, no aggressive speeches. While others argue, India builds. The real question is no longer if India becomes a military superpower, but when. And when that moment arrives, the global balance of power will shift forever. Are we ready for that world?